Good afternoon and welcome to Talking Bollocks Part 64. I'm just thinking, have I written everything right on there? I don't know. My brain can't work it out. It's period brain at the moment, so all of my focus is on the fact that I've got really bad stomachache. Anyway, it is Monday, June the 1st. It's just 6:34. I haven't done those today. But let me explain about yesterday. So Talking Bollocks Part 64 should have been yesterday. It wasn't yesterday because even though I usually have a lot to say, and I do still have a lot to say, let's face it, do love a talk, I'm disheartened by the fucking racists, and I felt like yesterday I needed to have a break from this shit because the shit that was going on in the world, the protests, black people dying, Jim Crow, like the fucking continuation of something that should have been done with sort of years and years ago. And like I have my own personal beliefs about the riots and the fires and stuff like that. But I'm not going to go into that. What I'm going to go into is if that's the thing that bothers you the most, but not a person being killed, not somebody going out the house and worrying for their own son's safety because they're black, then there's something fucking wrong with you. I have actually been unfriended by somebody on Facebook. I don't know who it is, but maybe they're fuck off if you believe any of that sort of work the other day. I don't even know. I mean, I know it's good to have a balance, right? I don't give a shit. There is no balance to this. You're either anti-racist or you're racist. There's no fucking in between, is there? These are human beings. There's people of colour, human beings, and they're certainly not fucking treated like that in certain places and by certain people. And I know it doesn't just happen in America, it's everywhere. But you know what? If you're white, you have fucking privilege. Just get over it. Don't start going, sulking in the corner going, but I've had bad things happen to me. Yeah, we get that. That's not what we're saying. What I'm saying is that right now, right here, right now, those protests, the taking the knee, the Selma marches, it's like they didn't happen. It's like they're whitewashing history yet again. Like, don't believe what they say because they've done all the peaceful protests. They've done all the different types of protests. How many more different ways do you want black people and people of colour to protest? It's like they can't do any more different types of protests. They've done it all. They've done it all already. What they need is fucking change. They need people to say, okay, all right, it is enough now. It's fucking enough. I just want to say, I'm an ally. I always will be. I actually am going to slowly look more. Well, I have got a whole book reading list that I shared the other day. And I will, it's on my profile. I couldn't work out how to link it to the top. I will at some point. But I've also got a Google link for a whole list of things to do and things to read. And I'm going to educate myself more because I don't understand all of it either. I have been brought up in a country that even though, like Gina Yasser says, it's the comedian, when she did that video about how our racism is kind of quiet racism. Sometimes it's obvious and explosive, but often it's just a little bit like it's banter. And it's just a little bit funny. And it's like under the table and a little bit subtle. And or a lot subtle, and but you know what, this country as well as lots of other countries were built on the rape and pillage of other countries, and sometimes not that long ago. If you go onto a lot of companies' websites, they actually have anti-slavery statements, and some of those companies are based and are built on slavery. So don't pretend like it's something that happened many, many years ago, because the repercussions of it are still being felt now. History doesn't just become something you can forget. It has to be learnt from, and it has to be moved on from. And when it's not been learnt from, it doesn't get moved on from. It's a process. And that process keeps on getting stopped by fucking racists all the fucking time. Yeah. So I'm an ally. Black Lives Matter. And if you don't fucking like it, fucking unfriend me on Facebook, because you know what? They have it is not your role as a white person to tell other people how to actually protest, for a start. It's not your role as a white person. It's your role to fucking educate yourself, to get out there, to do something, to further what you believe this world should be. And if you're white and you believe that white is superior, you can fuck off, right? You can fuck off, and then you can fuck off some more. Because I don't even... There's not one part of me that thinks that there is anything. And the long gone excuses, or a different generation, or we got taught differently. There's fucking Google. You can Google the shit out of stuff now. So history, real history, need to be learnt in the way that it is out there for you to find. There's fuckloads of books being written by people, and it's not non-whites' responsibility and duty to teach you how to be anti-racist. It's yours. It's mine. I know it's mine. I've been so upset and angry and so mad that, you know, there's been so many people killed and so many people incarcerated that are black. And it's like, how is it fucking fair? Like, you have to, everyone has to start off at the same spot to get to the same, be able to get to the same place later on. If you grow up living somewhere, you go, well, there's no opportunities there. Yeah, but there are constant barriers. When you have constant barriers in your life, what do you expect is going to happen? Anyway, be an ally. If you're not racist, be anti-racist. Be there for them. However that is for you. On another completely different note, Paul Pudding wasn't very well yesterday also, and has been vomiting a lot. We were quite worried, so we ended up phoning the emergency vets at 11:30 last night. I spoke to the vets today. She didn't even want us to touch her, or she didn't want to sit on me. She is now has eaten today. She's kept it down. Yesterday she was vomiting water. We wonder if a couple of days ago when she'd gone out, she'd maybe eating something that didn't agree with her. Anyway, so she has lost quite a lot of weight the last 48 hours as well. So she does have like a urgent care vet appointment Thursday morning. But it also meant that last night, you know when everything comes at the same time and you're just like, no. So I've got, this week, we're grading on Wednesday. Unfortunately, I've got a funeral to go to tomorrow. Of somebody I used to care for, and I can't say any more than that. But I will be there to see them off to their funeral and to be there at the burial, because I do believe it's important to pay your respects, and you're allowed to do that. I sort of check within the rules, but then I had to get up every sort of 3 or 4 hours to check that the cat was okay, and then I ended up just waking up every hour to check she was okay. She must have thought, what the fuck is she doing? Because I kept on turning the light on and sort of touching her to check she was okay. And even though she annoys the fucking arse out of me, I really love her. And I was so worried about her last night, but she's okay. I'm sure she'll be back to her bitey, arriving on the camera self. I bought her a hammock bed about 2 weeks ago. Has she sat in it? No, she hasn't. As fuck, she hasn't sat on it on the window where I wanted to put it, on the radiator, like it's a hook-on radiator bed. And today, I'd taken her blanket off and put it on the bed for her to sleep on last night. And Imogen, I'd cleared the floor in my room last night because in case she was sick, I didn't want to make my job cleaning up more vomit harder. So Imogen just put it on the bed and she suddenly got in it. And like, it's my bed now. It's like, well, it was your bed in the last 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm very happy that she is feeling better today and is eating stuff. I did find out that my cat doesn't like chicken. Who knew, right? because they say to give them boiled chicken or white rice, and I gave that to her yesterday. Not white rice, because who the fuck's cat eats rice? Okay, I'm sure there's people out there whose cats do eat rice. But yeah, she has eaten the jelly off her food. So she hasn't been drinking water very much either. So yeah, I figure, you know what, whatever. Just eat the jelly off your food, because at least that's the sort of more liquidy bit. So that's that. And yeah, I think I've had more planned in this week than I have for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I think maybe because I'm on and I'm feeling a bit bleh, it's making me feel a bit stressed. Sorry, I know I swear a lot, and I'm not apologising for swearing, because hell, anyone knows me knows that I love a good old swear. I do try and keep it appropriate, but that's hard shit. But yeah, so the cat's okay. Isn't it weird though how these fur babies, fluff ball things that you didn't give birth to, or haven't, but you know, we've had her for 12 years in October, and she's maybe between 13 to 14, because they couldn't remember the people that we rescued. We didn't rescue her as such, but she was being badly treated by her own cat family. But yeah, so she's about 13 to 14, so we're going to go and get her checked out, because I'm a little bit concerned that she's lost weight a bit suddenly. So I want to get her sort of liver and kidneys and thyroid checked out. She did make me laugh though, the vet and the nurse. She said, "Oh yeah, we're try and make sure she pick up her cat litter tray in the morning. Try and make sure she has like a full bladder." And I was like, "Okay." Unless you want to take a urine sample, and I was like, "Hell no! Why would I want to do that when you can do that?" I don't think I've ever taken a urine sample from a cat. Tell a lie. I did once, and that required hours and hours and hours of waiting for my old cat to go to toilet, and then having something big enough that I could kind of sneak underneath her. I'm not doing that again. Apparently there are other ways that they can do it, so do it that way. Yeah, what else? I don't know today. My eyes are a lot better. It's still a little bit sensitive in the sun, as I found out when I was putting the washing out this morning. But because it was so sore, I think the skin around it is still a little bit photosensitive. So I'm trying to be careful with that. I mean, my other prescription glasses that have like the clear rims are, what's the word? Is it photochromatic? Where they change in the sun. They don't seem to go dark enough sometimes. So tomorrow for the funeral, I think I'll actually wear, because it'd be a burial. Oh, excuse me. I think I'll actually wear sunglasses, but a lot darker. Otherwise it's going to really piss my eyes off. Yeah, and obviously I won't be wearing any makeup anytime soon. I do want to make some more earrings this week, which would be good. Because I put them... Did I put them up the other day on Facebook? I put them up the other day on Instagram. And that's quite cool. I like big earrings, but I like big earrings that are light and easy to wear, if that makes sense. I'm sure that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you're all doing okay. I don't know where you're all at with your lockdowns. It seems like a lot of things are going back to normal today, which is kind of weird, because, you know, when you think about it 2 weeks ago, don't go out, behave yourselves, don't do this, don't do that. And then suddenly it's like, go out. It's almost like the economy is more important than people. Who knew, right? What else? Yeah, that's it, I think. Oh, I cleaned up my phone yesterday, because because myself and Elliot are grading. Yesterday we did I think like a 2.5 hour practice where we went through all of our grading syllabus, and it mostly went okay. So fingers crossed for Wednesday morning. It went quite well actually. There's a couple of things that I sort of did the wrong way round, and I think because we were treating it like a grading, I did some of the things that I do at grading, like Instead of doing one form, I did another that is similar but a completely different number. But that's okay. It's kind of on the day. Our Shihan, our super sensei, knows where we're at with things. So if we do something a little bit wrong on the day, normally we don't fail as such because they've seen progression. So long as there's progression and most of it's correct. We do have a lot more to do on Wednesday. But anyway, so I was filming and my phone has no storage left. So I deleted a lot of messages, and normally I keep my messages and what's happened messages and stuff for quite a long time. But it was really freeing deleting all of these messages. Like, I deleted lots from lots of people. And yeah, it was cool. It's like, there is something quite powerful about that, isn't there? About just getting rid of, I guess it's like cleaning a house. It's getting rid of all the rubbish and getting rid of all the stuff that you don't want anymore. I'm sure what will happen is I go, oh, I'm looking for a photo, and I wouldn't have saved it to my phone, to my pictures, and that will suck. And then I'll just have to ask that person for the photo again. No, really. Yeah, so hope you're alright, guys. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, it's weird times. So I think this is in a way a bit reminiscent to at the beginning of lockdown, in that we're not all really sure what we are and aren't supposed to be doing. Yeah, and you know, things like there's shitloads of people in the park. I went to Crystal Palace Park for a bit on Saturday, but there's no toilets open, and I know the toilets are more of a risk, but I had to pee twice in the bushes instead because there's no toilets open, which made it a lot more difficult to stay in the park for longer, more comfortably. Anyway, small things, right? I know it's small relative to a lot of stuff going on right now, but and I'm not adverse to peeing in a bush. I'm really not, you know. It needs must. Anyway, that's enough waffling on for now. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow.